You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
All right, thank you for joining us on DC News Now. I'm Shanika Grimshaw. We're going to get to your top stories in just a bit, but first we want to talk to meteorologist Jackie Layer with a check on how it's going to be today. Jackie, I know it's going to be pretty hot and muggy and hazy.
Yeah, it will be. And I mean, we're also tracking mainly cloudy skies too today. Some sunny breaks, but it could be still a bit hazy at times as temperatures do heat up back in those mid to upper 80s later on this afternoon. And this evening, though, we'll see that sunset right at 8:30 in the evening. So right around that time, temperatures will be hovering right into those mid to upper 70s. So otherwise, we're looking at high temperatures across the map, mid to upper 80s for most of the region, aside from over towards some of our coastal areas, lower 80s over towards Annapolis and Lexington Park for your Thursday afternoon. Looking ahead towards the next couple of days, though, we do have some rain and thunderstorm chances as we round out the week, and also as we look ahead towards this upcoming weekend. I know there's a lot of outdoor plans going on this weekend too, so I'll go over those details and the timing of the rain and thunderstorms coming up.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Developing now, crews are working to clean up a massive oil spill in Baltimore right now. The leak coming from a Johns Hopkins facility in the east side of the city with around 2,000 gallons of diesel spilled so far. So take a look at your screen. You can see the red hues in the water from that spill. The Maryland Department of Environment says the color comes from dyes in the oil. The spill is contained in the marina with the Coast Guard working to clean it up, and Governor Wes Moore saying the cleanup has been a total team effort.
This has been a robust and a truly collective effort. That we've now seen 10 different city and state agencies that have been deployed. And we've mobilized assets from local, state, and also on the federal levels.
Officials say there's no impact to drinking water from this spill, and right now it's unclear if any fines will be handed out. And developing now, police say 2 teens are in the hospital after they were shot in Northeast. Take a look at this video here showing the scene on Clay Terrace near 53rd Street. That was last night. Investigators say the shooting happened just before 7 o'clock. Police found about 20 bullet casings in the area. They say one of the teens was shot in the upper body and the other was hit in the leg. And of course, we're going to bring you the latest as we learn more. And staying in D.C., a fire leaves a family of 4 without a home. This happened at a home in the Tenleytown area yesterday. Unfortunately, everyone made it out safe, and around 100 first responders worked to put the fire out. The fire even forced people in the neighborhood to evacuate their homes as well. And neighbors tell us what they experienced.
Go over and I see the garage sort of smoldering, a little bit of flames. And, seconds later, the whole thing just went.
We heard like a sudden boom from the gas barbecue, and that was sitting on the back porch. Yeah. And so it just sounded like a big explosion.
And due to yesterday's warm weather, first responders had to rotate out frequently, fighting this fire to protect themselves. And the Army is speaking up in defense of the $45 million parade coming to the district June 14th. It's for the service's 250th birthday celebration. The Army claims the parade will help boost recruitment, but some members of Congress say the money could be spent on other things like soldiers' quality of life or war-fighting capabilities. The parade is a recent addition to the celebration plans, and President Donald Trump has wanted a military parade in the city, and June 14th is also his birthday. Is away from the World Pride Parade in D.C., but uncertainty remains over whether or not DuPont Circle will be opened or closed. D.C. police originally requested the closure of DuPont Circle from today through Monday with support from the U.S. Park Police. The plan included security fencing, and it intended to prevent unpermitted activities during World Pride weekend. Police say crime during Pride Week in the past is the reason they wanted to close DuPont Circle this time around. But on Tuesday, MPD formally withdrew the request, citing community concerns. Now, we are waiting to hear from National Park Service on their final decision. Meantime, the Trump administration is proposing to eliminate a division of the nation's suicide hotline that specifically serves LGBTQ plus youth. Now, Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich and leaders in the county's LGBTQ plus community say the changes could be a matter of life and death. County leaders say they are pleased with the progress that has been made in creating safe spaces for members of the LGBTQ plus community to be authentically themselves. But they say that progress is now being threatened by the Trump administration. According to a leaked draft of the federal budget, President Trump has plans to eliminate a service within the 988 Suicide Crisis Prevention Hotline that specifically serves the LGBTQ plus community. Elrich says if this proposal passes, it would be detrimental to the community.
We all know that the LGBTQ plus community youth face higher risks of suicide. Cutting off support in the middle of a mental health crisis is cruel and it's dangerous.
Now, President Trump's tax bill has not yet been finalized. And Virginia's largest school district has a new cell phone policy that's getting some pushback. It allows high school students to use their phones at lunch, but that seems to go against the new state law. DC News Now's Max Marcilla has more.
It's been a question on the minds of thousands of parents, students, and teachers. What to do about cell phones in schools?
It can impact the learning environment.
The answer appeared to be clear when Governor Glenn Youngkin signed into law a bipartisan bell-to-bell cell phone restriction bill. Fairfax County is taking a different approach, allowing high schoolers to use their phones at lunch.
I also have a teenager. I would love for him to use his cell phone in the lunchroom because I think that's a space that's a little bit less restrictive, but it is not the law.
3 school board members backed an amendment to restrict phones for the entire school day, saying that's the law's intention.
It's clear that this is the right thing to do.
It didn't get the support it needed. FCPS tells us its policy is fully compliant with the new Virginia Code section because it restricts and regulates student cell phone use in an age-appropriate way.
I still believe that our existing policy is the best approach to give our high school students the chance to learn how to appropriately navigate the use of technology, which will likely be an important aspect of their lives moving forward.
Not everyone feels that way, including Mary Beth Bruggeman, a mom of 2 Current County high school students.
Essentially, we've given them access to this really what is addictive technology and social media at the one time when we most want them to have the freedom to interact and have those social interactions and those social connections and strengthen those connections.
All right, a nonprofit is donating smart TVs to a middle school in Prince George's County. The 2nd District Community Development Corporation is partnering with the County Council to donate 5 TVs to Ernest Everett Just Middle School in Forestville. Now, school leaders say the donation will help both hearing and non-hearing students achieve.
They are televisions, you know, they're not screens alone. They actually are working more so as a tool for us. The donation itself sends a very powerful message that our community leaders are fully invested in our schools.
Now, the principal says the new TVs will be installed in 2 weeks. And if you like yard sales, then stop by the yard sale extravaganza happening on Capitol Hill this Saturday. Close to 100 houses will be participating. It starts at 9 a.m. and you can visit our website at dcnewsnow.com to view an interactive map showing the participating houses. All right, seems like a lot of fun, Jackie. Hopefully this weekend it will be okay as far as weather. I did hear some rain, though.
Yeah, rain and thunderstorms are possible as we look ahead towards this upcoming weekend. So just make sure you have the rain gear, especially if you're heading out Saturday morning for that yard sale. But I know there's a lot of outdoor plans going on this upcoming weekend. I know we have World Pride in D.C. as well. So I'll go over the details and timing coming up. I do want to go over today's forecast. We'll be seeing mainly cloudy skies with some sunny breaks in between and more of a southerly wind, allowing for those temperatures to warm back up in those mid to upper 80s, but it's going to be muggy to humid, and that's going to make it feel even hotter. Later on today, count that chance for some showers and storms back out towards western Maryland, parts of West Virginia. So the rest of the region, though, looking dry out there for your Thursday. Friday morning, maybe a spot sprinkle across southern Maryland. Aside from that, we are looking dry tomorrow morning. It's tomorrow afternoon and evening. Some showers and storms start to bubble up back out towards the western half of the viewing area. Looks like D.C., though, is spared from any of those showers showers or storms out there tomorrow, and especially the I-95 corridor and areas to the east looking relatively dry out there later on tomorrow afternoon as well. That marginal risk, 1 out of 5 on that severe scale, is back out towards our western areas tomorrow. Saturday, that risk is for our southernmost areas, but we'll continue to monitor this as we get closer towards Saturday. Highs today, mid to upper 80s. It's going to be muggy, so it's going to feel even hotter. Later on tonight, still remaining on the warmer side, temperatures mid upper 60s as we look ahead towards the overnight into tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, middle 80s, although we'll be tracking partly to mainly cloudy skies at times. Tomorrow afternoon and evening, we'll be seeing some of those showers and storms back out towards the west. Saturday, starting off with some showers around, and then that frontal boundary does start to clear the area, and then we slowly start to see a bit more of the shower and thunderstorm activity Saturday afternoon. And then as we look ahead towards Sunday, that low pressure system approaching the area, that could also fire up some showers and storms into your Saturday, or I should say into your Sunday afternoon as well. So that'll be something that we'll continue to keep a close eye on as we continue to see those changes to the forecast over the next several days. So with those systems approaching, we could be tracking more of that thunderstorm threat. Anyway, let's talk about those temperatures the next several days. Into those mid-upper 80s today, middle 80s to round out the work week tomorrow, but still muggy and humid. Lower 80s this weekend. It looks like it still will be humid both weekend days, although high temperatures will be much more seasonable into those lower 80s. We start off that next work week also lower 80s. Some isolated thunderstorms still possible Monday and Tuesday before we dry things out by Wednesday.
All right, Jackie, thank you. Montgomery County is taking a big step toward improving health through food. The county is awarding thousands of dollars to support partnerships that connect families with nutritious, locally grown foods. I have this week's Moco Minute. And it's all through the Office of Food System Resilience and the Office of Grants Management.
Through these partnerships, the grantees will provide weekly or biweekly food assistance support tailored to the medical needs of the pediatric patient or household.
The Food is Medicine program brings together pediatric clinics, school-based health centers, local farms, and food assistance organizations to help children from birth to 18 who are at risk for diet-related diseases.
We are connected now with 8 different school-based health and wellness centers through Montgomery County Public Schools. And so between those 8 schools, we're reaching thousands of households in Montgomery County.
In its first year, the program helped nearly 500 families and screened more than 1,700 children for food insecurity. With this latest round of funding, the county hopes to reach 700 more households across health sites.
Through the grants that we were able to make to these 6 different partnerships, we're seeing a huge part of the community benefit.
Now, the county says these grants will ensure that every food insecure family in the program receives food along with support to build healthier futures. And in Virginia, a pizza chain with nearly 300 locations on the West Coast is heading to Fairfax County. Mountain Mike's Pizza has signed an agreement to open 3 new locations across Fairfax and Loudoun counties. Although specific locations have not been decided, the company says Northern Virginia as a whole is appealing due to its tight-knit communities. Mountain Mike's is best known for their signature crispy curly pepperoni that looks so good there. Wow. All right, the coolest spot over the next few days, a pool in Northern Virginia. That's where some swimmers are making a splash. They're competing in a series of sporting events during World Pride. More than 3,000 athletes from across the globe are part of the Capital Cup, organizers calling the games the largest queer inclusive sporting event in the region.
For us, I think it's about celebrating our community and really showing the diversity of our interests, the diversity of our community.
The other sports part of Capital Cup include basketball, bocce, darts, dodgeball, roller derby, and rugby. All competitions are expected to wrap up today. And happening today, several events to celebrate Pride in the district. At noon, the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C. is holding a concert at the Smithsonian American Art Museum. And tonight is the Nationals' annual Pride Night. They'll be hosting the Chicago Cubs, and gates open at the ballpark. That'll be at 5:30. First pitch is at 6:45. And the Animal Welfare League of Alexandria is waiving adoption fees for big dogs during its its Splish Splash Big Dog Bash event. That's starting tomorrow. Look at all those cute dogs. All dogs over 40 pounds or a little under 40 will be waived. And the offer ends Sunday. Our friends from AWLA will join us tomorrow morning to talk more about it. We just can't wait. Make sure you catch that. And that's all the time we have for you this morning on DC News Now. Make sure you stick around for more news and weather coming up on the news at noon.